In today's news, Bougainvillea Cath Lab celebrates their one-year anniversary.
FSN celebrates 30 years of service.
Honorable Shari De Castro is live with us to discuss I-Week.
The Magistrates Department reopens.
Dog unearths the decayed body of a 14-year-old boy in Guyana.
Brexit delays until 2020. These and more stories on today's edition of 284 News.
The Mighty Sparrow.
Chocolate City, Tortola's BVI. I'm coming to you. You ready? November 16, 2019. It's Tico's 50th anniversary and celebrating Ticolipso. You hear me? A community calypso fundraiser. I can't wait to see. It's gonna be fantastico.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Welcome everybody to 284 News. It's Monday, October 28th. I'm Javon Wilson.
And I'm Kyla Kenisha Forbes.
Well, Kyla, lots of things happening over the weekend. A lot of good news and a lot of bad news.
Yep.
But of course, we here at 284 News like to get into the good stuff first. So we will be starting with our Bougainvillea family on Saturday, October 26th. The Bougainvillea celebrated their one-year anniversary of the Dr. Kendall Griffith Cardiac Cath Lab. It was quite a momentous occasion as the clinic was also commissioned on the birthday of Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool's late mother, who believed highly in his ability to inaugurate this world-class laboratory. As you can imagine, this was the perfect birthday gift, but equally a blessing to local residents who are in dire need of heart care. Listen in.
We are able to benefit from the services and help of people with great expertise in other parts of the world. So here now, you don't have to jump on a plane and rush to the United States to get your heart rhythm ablated. That is cured. Okay, so we were able to do that. I think we deserve a hand. Thank you very much. So this is a new procedure. The first time such a procedure has been done in the Eastern Caribbean. It might have been done in Barbados. It definitely was done in Trinidad. It was definitely done in Jamaica and in Guyana. But the rest of the English-speaking Caribbean, it had never been done in these parts of the world. Okay? So this is a major thing that you don't have to go off too far to get your procedure done, because we have been able to pull a team together to coordinate, and we're able today to do the first of such procedures at the Bougainvillea Clinic at the Kendall Griffith Cardiac Catheterization.
So Kyla, exactly 1 year ago, the lab successfully conducted their first case of coronary angiography, the first of its kind, of course, in the English-speaking Eastern Caribbean, with the exception of Barbados and the U.S. Virgin Islands. But quite a number of testimonies, to celebrate ever since then. Listen in as interventional cardiologist and EP specialist, Dr. Mahendra Karpan, a native of Guyana, as he expands on the many victories.
Now this little piece of data that I put out here, this was yesterday before I got here. This is completely different today because we've had 10 cases done between yesterday and today. Successfully, complication-free. So we'll say we had 70 angiograms for the year, and about 25 patients had stents. 3 patients were referred for bypass surgery, 2 ICD implants, 3 new pacemaker, and 3 pacemaker batteries now because we did 1 today. And what I couldn't put in at the bottom here, first successful ablation for Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome in this part of the world. That is British Virgin Islands and USVI. I I know Dr. Cantapult takes great pride in having a step ahead of the USVI. And this is the list of our complications. 0 hematoma, meaning no bleeding, no kidney failure, no allergic reaction, no abnormal heart rhythm, 0 fluid around the heart, and no readmissions for any complications. I think that's something that we should all be proud of. That any new program.
The Bougainvillea Clinic is constantly pushing the boundaries in medical services provided for the residents of the BVI and beyond. Not only are they providing the residents and the population with medical services and previously required patients to travel overseas, of course, often by air ambulance, which we know could be pretty expensive, Kyla. But medical tourism is also a growing part of the business. Now, be it plastic aesthetic surgery with Dr. Leonard Harris, total hip or knee joint replacement with Dr. Ahrens, spinal surgery with Dr. Liebert, or now heart repair by Dr. Mahendra Karpan, the clinic is definitely attracting clients as far afield as Europe. This in itself, of course, opens up the British Virgin Islands and the prospects really of medical tourism as a possible destination, not just within the region, but I think eventually we'll be able to compete with the rest of the world. So we here at 284 Media would like to extend hearty congratulations to the owners, of course, as well as the staff at the Bougainvillea Clinic, specifically the Dr. Kendall Griffith Cardiac Cath Lab, who is celebrating 1 year. Good job, guys.
More good news, Joe. In honor of 30 years of service, hard work, and dedication, the Family Support Network hosted a community service brunch yesterday, October 27, 2019, at the Moorings Marina Inn. Our news team was present, and we were so happy to witness such an event, Joe. The president of the Family Support Network, Ms. Judith Charles, shared how the evolution of the Family Support Network first started with a mere gathering at the steps of the St. Paul's Anglican Church. Many years later, it seems as though domestic violence is still a very taboo in our very small community. Women of different walks of life and who have different stories share their horrible experiences with domestic violence, Joe. And for me, what was disheartening, I think, is that all of the stories, or most of the stories, had the same theme. That when they reached out for help, it fell upon deaf ears.
Absolutely. I think we, like you rightfully said, it is still somewhat of very much of
taboo.
A taboo topic. And our communities are not listening. And we've even gotten to the point where I see persons in the community victim shaming.
Definitely.
So it invalidates what they're feeling, what they're going through. And I don't think we're reaching out enough as a community to
Yes, because
help
one of the
issue.
victims, she spoke about the fact that when she went to court, she had an all-female judge and a female jury, and she felt as though nobody necessarily heard her. And I feel that sometimes lead to victims being unable to
Get out.
Yeah, or even to realize the situation that they're in.
I agree with you. And when you're abused as well, I've done some research and realized that it takes 7 attempts for a victim who's being domestically abused or abused in any way for them to leave that situation. So a lot of factors are there to be considered, and it's not necessarily the easiest decision, especially when you become a victim of that type of situation.
Yes,
so
because
it's not just on FSN. It's not just on government. I mean, as a community, we look to everybody else except us to be, our brother or sister's keeper. But
Agreed.
it begins with all of us. Like
I
it requires a holistic effort.
Yeah, and for me, some of the questions as we analyze this epidemic is, do we live in a community where we find it hard to believe that our neighbors or sisters or brother or friend is even capable of such an act, or are laws imposed correctly or in a timely manner to prevent these kinds of acts? And are we living in a community where we only speak about or acknowledge these acts after they become life-threatening,
Right.
or even worse, have claimed a life.
And we've seen cases like that right here in the British Virgin Islands, in our region. I know in speaking with Miss Stow just recently on the October 1st walk, she mentioned that the Powells were there and they would have lost a family member just last year, on the, actually on the 1-year anniversary, recapping and doing this walk, of course, in commemoration of that, the tragedy that happened, as well as Domestic Violence Month. But it just really goes to show that this is an issue that is very
An epidemic.
prevalent and real
The
in our
Powell
communities.
family was there at the brunch and they shared a bit of their story. And one of the things that they pointed out was that they were unaware of what she was going through. And I think today we just appeal to anyone that's probably going through it and to speak out.
To speak out, and we appeal to our communities as well, our families, our friends,
To listen.
legislators, everybody that plays a role to listen as
Agreed,
well.
agreed.
Domestic violence, I think, does not discriminate, and it's really everybody's problem.
The victims and the families of the victims praised the Family Support Network for the part they played during this unimaginable time in their lives. The Family Support Network has been the safe haven to many women and men, Joe. And I think what the organization has done for our community is astounding. To get more information, go onto their website at www.familysupportbvi.org or call them at 1-284-542-2085. Joe, I think domestic violence is very real, and although living in nature's little secret, I think we can't treat it as a secret.
That's
any
definitely a
longer.
secret we do not want to keep. I agree with you on that, and we really applaud the staff and the members at FSN who really go above and beyond.
The hard work.
To begin the healing process for these victims. Thank you so much for everything that you do as we celebrate Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Still ahead, the Magistrates Department reopens, and Javon is live with Honorable Shari De Castro to talk about I-Week.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
We will live well.
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. The public is notified that the Magistrates Department will be reopened on Wednesday, 30th October 2019 at 9 o'clock a.m. The department is newly located on the second floor of the Sakal Place building. All civil, traffic, and child maintenance cases will be held at the Sakal Place building, and criminal cases will be heard at the Magistrates Court in Johns Hole. Viewers, today we are also honored to chat with the Honorable Shari De Castro on the I-Week initiative that she is overseeing. So we'll take it over to Joe.
Thank you so much, Kyla. As promised, we have the Honorable Shari De Castro in studio with us. I know this is your first official interview with us here at 284 Media. So allow me to say welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Shari, Honorable Shari, pardon me, since we've known you, especially since you've become a part of the political race and expressed your interest, you've always really championed the voice of youth and expressed the importance of marrying education to industries. This time around, we see you were talking about I-Week. But just tell us a little bit about your perspective behind this reasoning before we head into I-Week.
Well, innovation is all around us. Every single day, whether we watch the television or we play with our iPad or iPhones, we realize that technology is is not the future, it's now. And what we've realized is that we are naturally innovative beings. We're naturally entrepreneurial in the Virgin Islands. And what we seek to do during Innovation Week is to foster that innovative spirit, give young people the opportunity, especially who have ideas but are not quite sure how to turn these ideas into an actual business, whether product or service, to be able to begin to have the forums and the workshops necessary to foster that business savvy so that they're able to actually fully realize their dreams in business.
So for the very first time in the BVI, we're having iWeek, Innovation Week, quite a number of exciting activities ever since the fly hit the media, as a matter of fact. I've been paying attention to the reaction from the public. People are really and sincerely interested in what's happening, especially young people, like you said, who want to express their entrepreneurial skills. So just let's get into the activities and what we can expect.
Yes. So on tomorrow night, we have the Come Innovate Business Forum. It's especially appealing to young people between the ages of 18 to 35. But if you are beyond that, if you're young at heart, we invite you to come out as well. Okay. But we definitely want to get those voices in the room so that we can begin to understand what exactly we should facilitate within the Innovative Business Lab. I keep saying it's coming in 2020. It's going to be a space for entrepreneurship in business where we'll be facilitating workshops, training, and seeing exactly how we can build the entrepreneur capacity within BVI. However, what oftentimes happens is that we build programs without getting the input of young people.
Right.
So this week will give us the platform to gather the information, gather the thoughts or the ideas that the young people have. Tell us exactly what they need. Do they need to learn how to write a business plan? What are they interested in receiving grants, loans? Maybe they need to lease land. Whatever it is, as a government, we want to take this week to listen as well as give incentives through the different forums and the different local speakers that we'll have so that this can build a platform for 2020 when we actually launch the Innovative Business Lab.
We are in a stage, a juncture in the British Virgin Islands where we are looking to diversify our economies, of course, come up with new ways to uphold the economy. I think this is very important because you just never know what might be out there. One innovative idea might be the next big thing for the industry. So just tell us how you feel on that regard and how hopeful you are when it comes to that specifically.
So I believe that a lot of the solutions that we seek in the Virgin Islands is right here. I believe we have the local expertise, the experience, the capacity to be able to bring forward the solutions to the many problems we have. Creating a business is about seeing a problem and finding a solution.
Right.
So I see we have a budding amount of social entrepreneurs who see whether it's going green or whether it's literacy, whatever it is, we've had young Virgin Islanders who have taken up the mandate to secure through an entrepreneurial way. They'll profit financially, but the country, the ecosystem, all of that profits in
being provided
as well.
A product and service is being provided.
Exactly. So the innovation that exists, I believe it's here. I believe we have to awaken it, and I believe we have to give the resources necessary to ensure that it prospers.
And do you think iWeek or Innovative Week will be an annual event?
Most definitely. It will be an annual event. Like I said, it's just whetting up the appetite because with the Innovative Business Lab coming on stream, as well as a series of initiatives when it comes to STEM, allowing our young people to dabble in robotics, coding, programming, artificial intelligence. It's the way of the now, not the way of the future.
Which is a big deal in the region.
Yes.
You know, we were just talking about this in a lot of other countries. I'm really happy to see the British Virgin Islands really taking advantage of that because we have a lot of young kids. You know, kids learn differently. As a past educator, I'm sure you know that. So it's really important that you provide all the options possible so that, you know, if this does not work, finance might not work for you, tourism might not work for you, but STEM might be the way for me to go. So I'm really happy about this. So again, what else can we look forward to this week as we begin to wrap up?
So we have the Tech Talk on Wednesday. That's from 10 to 3, where we'll have some techies in BVI come out and do some presentations and some talks on, you know, what they have experienced locally and what they wish to see in the future. On Thursday, we'll have the STEM Day, which we're inviting the kids to come out and play around with a bit of the robotics. We have some STEM activities and toys that will be set up, and they'll just be able to just tinkle and play with it so they actually get to see what it looks like and how it operates.
And for those who don't know what STEM means.
So STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's become an integral part of curriculums across the world to be able to facilitate this modern technological era.
Awesome. And on this is this Saturday?
Thursday evening, we have the Sip and See cocktail party, the logo design competition. So this is a call still open to local graphic designers who are innovative, creative by profession, who have the potential to be able to own the logo of the Innovative Business Lab. So we're beseeching you to join, enroll in the competition, and you can design something, put it forward. The winner wins a trophy and an iPad Pro. The iPad Pro, it's technology, it's iWeek, so that's a good gift, I believe.
You can't go
it's
wrong
a good
with that.
incentive.
Listen, really, really good. I'm really proud of this initiative once again, and thank you so much, for especially what you do for the voice of the youth. It's really important that we have that representation in there, and we really do think that you're doing a good job.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I'm happy to be a bridge and to see how best we can ensure that young people continue to have a seat at any table that is available.
Thank you so much. Viewers, that's it. Ahead we have a teenager who was discovered dead by a dog, as well as more updates on Brexit. You're watching 284 News. When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching 284 News. Quite an informative conversation with Honorable Shari De Castro. Very interesting for young people, especially. I mean, for a very long time, we've, as young people, we've been, crying out about, lack of opportunities.
And new areas to focus in.
Right. And I think in this technological era that we live in, there's so many opportunities available to us.
Agreed.
Some of them we're not privy to, but I think opportunities like these really solidifies.
Yeah, I think now we're looking into new areas and developing new areas. Today alone, we saw the Cat Lab.
Right.
We saw iWeek. It's just different, and the development of different areas in the BVI. I'm definitely excited about that, Joe.
And the possibilities that exist, right? Our viewers, and in Guyana, a very grueling story. 10 days after 14-year-old Christopher Basdio was reported missing, his body was found in a shallow grave just yesterday. But even more shockingly, reports indicate that a dog and a curious youth were the ones who helped to crack the case. Our newsroom heard a boy, while on his way to a creek in La Parfaite Harmony, noticed a dog scratching at something within the foundation of an unfinished property. Curious as you can imagine, he entered the property and started digging. To his surprise, he unearthed what appeared to be a piece of cloth and eventually would be horrified by what he found: the skull of a 14-year-old boy that went missing some days ago. Now, once the matter was reported to the police, a 42-year-old well-known farmer in the area was confronted, eventually confessing to killing the teenager. He recounted that he and the teen were drinking when an argument ensued over money. It was then that he struck the teen, a fatal blow with a piece of wood to the head that resulted in him collapsing. He further told police that he left the scene and returned at night to bury the body in the shallow grave that the boy was later found. Now, furthermore, the victim's father said that the killer himself was known to the family. He was the brother of his son-in-law, but somehow the father never approved the friendship of the suspect shared with his son due to the age gap. Little did he know that his fears would somehow manifest into something even more tragic, the gruesome murder of his 14-year-old son. The teen's mom also said that we had never thought he would do something like this. We trusted him. We here at 284 Media, of course, would like to extend deepest condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. So, Kyla, here we see a situation that's really disheartening and sad. And, I mean, this is a 14-year-old boy killed, murdered, cut short by someone that was familiar to him. You know, 14-year-old, first of all, a few things that bothers me about this story. 14-year-old and having a drink with an adult in the care of a relative, you have to say, gruesomely murdered. You know, again, his life just taken short.
And the parents, when he went missing, probably hoping for the best, but now come back to hear this news and to find out that someone so close to home took their son away from them.
And I think that's the part that families are not able to get over. First of all, he's young, so of course you want young people to live out their full lives. This was definitely an untimely death. But I'm really happy, you know, I'm not a big fan of animals, to be honest. But in this case, we see that a dog is truly a man's best friend. Hadn't it been for that dog and that curious little boy, because it was another young boy that you know followed up with the dog to discover that this was the shallow grave of a 14-year-old boy. It's just crazy how things unravel themselves. And I just really hope that the perpetrator, I mean, he was arrested, but I really hope that he gets the full blunt of the law for this
and we pray for the family. Definitely.
Absolutely.
According to BBC News, EU leaders have agreed to another delay of Brexit. First of all, for persons who are not aware, Brexit is an abbreviation for British exit. Brexit is the scheduled withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union. On the 23rd of June 2016, the majority of the UK electorate voted to leave the EU, with a result of 52% voting yes to leave the EU. The first official EU withdrawal date was initiated for March 29, 2019. After the UK Parliament failed to agree on a Brexit deal, the UK was granted an extension until Thursday, the 26th of October, 2019. So this is this Thursday coming up.
Right.
Yes. With the UK still being unable to come to an agreement of a Brexit deal, another extension was requested. According to BBC News, EU leaders have agreed in principle to extend Brexit until the 31st of January 2020. EU Council President Donald Tusk said it was a flextension, meaning that the UK could leave before the deadline if a deal was approved by Parliament. The President of the European Parliament, David Sassoli, said the extension was positive and gives time to the UK to make it clear what they want. Mr. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, had not yet seen the EU's response to his request for a Brexit delay, and the Prime Minister will respond once he has seen the details of the extension. If we could just stop there for a moment, I think for a while now we have seen that delay in this Brexit deal.
Right, and a lot of people are just ready to get it over with because it has been...
people.
Well, right, because there are implications. For example, we as an British overseas territory, the British Virgin Islands, a lot of people are nervous about how this will impact the British Virgin Islands, because even though you know, we are independent, even though we're not, I should say, we don't reap as many of the benefits as we'd like.
But we will be affected.
We will be affected,
Yes.
and I don't think persons realize how adversely we will be affected. So people are just really ready to get it over with, to see what's going to happen, so that we can better position ourselves as a territory. One thing I am happy about is the fact that the Premier and his government is continuously making alliances with other persons in the region. And it's because of phenomena like this. You just never know which direction it's going to go in. So I'm not sure if I'm happy to see it delayed again, because when I heard about it the first time, I was like, really, again? We just want to get it
but if you
over with.
look at the percentages, it was so close. It was so close. There's a lot of people who do not want to see Brexit go through, and they're probably holding their breath, like, yet again, we just might see what might come true. And Mr. Johnson, he was ready to go full speed ahead with this, even if there was a no-deal Brexit. So for me, I would rather the pause, the stop, and we kind of see where we're going with that.
I'm sure a lot of people agree with you. All right, viewers, that's it for your news roundup today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are yet to, please like us on Facebook at 284 Media, as well as 284 BVI on Instagram, as well as Twitter. I'm Javon Wilson.
And I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
We'll see you again on, tomorrow.
Yes,
Tuesday. Tomorrow, of course. We're so accustomed to saying Tuesdays and Fridays, but now we deliver the news every single day, of course, for your benefit, BVI. If you are yet to, again, follow us on social media and join us again tomorrow. This is 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news. Have a great evening.
Have a good evening, everyone.
The Mighty Sparrow.
Chocolate City, Tortola's BVI. I'm coming to you. You ready? November 16, 2019. It's Tico's 50th anniversary and celebrating Ticolipso. You hear me? A community calypso fundraiser. I can't wait to see. It's going to be fantastico.
Jamaica rock, Yankees gonna sparrow take over.